Welcome back, everybody. This is the Vintage Sewing Machine Garage. I wanted to talk to you today about when you're looking at an old, dusty, dirty black Singer machine, and many times you find vintage sewing machines in this state, you might look at them and think, well, okay, it should clean up well. Many of them do. Now, both of the machines you see here were made in the United Kingdom in the Clydebank Kilbowie, Scotland factory. And the reason I'm showing them to you, though, I'm going to make another video because they are different, more different than you might think. But I'm showing you this because I wanted to talk about where machines are stored and how they're cared for. This machine on the left, they're both Singer 201s, by the way, 201Ks. This one, they're both covered in dust. Okay, but that's okay. When I'm getting ready to overhaul them, the dust will come off. I'm not worried about the dust. But if you look closely, where I've wiped some of the dust away, look at the gorgeous shine. Okay, not sure if, let's see if I can move the camera, and you'll see, of course, the decals. I'm not sure how well it shows up here in this light, but the decals are gorgeous, right? Underneath that dust, there's gorgeous black lacquer. All the decals are intact. I don't see anything that tells me, other than dirt, a little grime, that I don't really see any chips or nicks, and that's great. Okay, collectors are often interested in that. I'm a conservation person, so I want to get them running so that they make good sewing machines. If you need a strong sewing machine, don't ever assume that because, if it's not aesthetically beautiful, it can be an awesome machine. That doesn't mean it doesn't run. It just means it got less love when it was originally had or passed down. Now the one over here to the right is the same model. It came out of the same factory. Now look at its decals. If you look closely, let's zoom in here, give you a little bit better view. You can see even below the dust here, a lot of the decals, especially on the front edge, have worn away. Some of them have turned silver. Most of the gold is still there. The decals on the back are mostly fine, and that's typical. Thankfully, we still have the Singer name intact. It would help if I turn the camera this way. Yeah, it's actually, I'm going to take that glare off so you guys can see it. Sometimes people use, they make their own pin cushions and the machines get needle rash. But this machine, I'm going to clean it up just like I will the one on the left. However, when I'm finished, the one machine will bring a higher price. Aesthetics matter to most people, and they're willing to pay a little bit more to get one with a gorgeous finish. Other people don't mind or don't care. I don't. I'll sew on the ugliest machine I have as long as it runs well. But typically, especially collectors, anyone who collects machines, they are really after those machines that are aesthetically gorgeous, right? Now, I want to show you why, and I'll zoom in over here on the top, see if you guys can see a difference. Now, this is glossy, and you might think, well, there's some gloss here. But if I shine the light on this one, over here on the left, you just see deep black lacquer, shiny lacquer, where I've taken the dust off. But look at this one, guys, okay? When I've taken the dust off, notice that there's this line of film that doesn't come off. And that's not, it looks like staining, and you might think, oh, well, maybe that just means there's more dirt on it. I'm going to move the camera and let you get a better view here, okay? What are you looking at here? Some of you may already know this. This is, of course, the black paint, but this is the remnants of the lacquer. The clear lacquer has craze. That means it's got little hairline cracks in it, but it's turned yellow, okay? And that's not unusual for lacquer, but it's actually worn away up here, okay? And I suspect when we come down here, we're going to see more of that, okay? Now this looks like dust and dirt, but if you move the dust, notice it's more black here and less here. That's the remnants of the lacquer. Now I'm going to show you guys when I get around to doing this. I'll make a video to talk about how you can kind of, clean that up a bit. There's a way to do this without stripping the machine. I tried removing all the old lacquer once, and that was an exercise that took many hours, and I'm not sure I was happy with the results in the end, because you can't do it right over the decals, you'll remove the decals because the lacquer is what sealed in the decals and helped preserve them. So just a little note there for you guys who are looking at sewing machines. Again, if you ever see a sewing machine, and like I say, don't worry about the dust. You can have a gorgeous machine like this one and be covered in dust. But if you ever have a machine and it doesn't clean up well, or you can tell that it's got, maybe it's got some scrapes or marks, or maybe it has the pin rash where people used it, or maybe it's just got some bumps and scrapes. You could have yourself a wonderful sewing machine once it's been cleaned up and overhauled, but you might not have to pay as much for it, right? Because the value in a machine is sometimes, and this is not really logical, okay? This has to do with aesthetics, and beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I love old machines, and no matter how aesthetically ugly they may have turned out, because they were not fussed over, they are mechanically still sound. I have no doubt that this 201 will make a stitch as gorgeous as this more gorgeous looking machine. So let me know what you guys think. Put it in the comments below. How much extra do you think a person should pay for this machine? And if you don't think they should, or maybe you do, and would you be willing to take a machine that has, aesthetically a little rougher, okay? I call it patina and provenance marks of use. I'm going to make another video soon on a machine that has a lot rougher finish than this one. But let me know what you think. Again, we all have our own opinions. I love machines. I feel sorry for them when people won't take care of them, and I try to fix them up and find them homes. But I also, of course, love the knockout looks of a machine that's so gorgeous and will shine up beautifully. So again, we all have our own sense of aesthetics. Let me know what yours is and what you think. What would you pay, and how much should aesthetics matter when you buy a machine, and how much does it matter to you when you're actually using a machine? Take care, everyone. Stay tuned for the next video. We've got several more coming up soon.